Hey, what's up, guys? So, as you guys know, I waited all night for the patch, and we didn't really know what to expect, but when I woke up, I mean, the patch is just massive. This is just such a huge deal. I read your guys' concern. I read the positive, the people that were excited that are coming back. I want to give you my cold impression of the patch. So, here's how I see it. The way I was looking at this situation, Elden Ring PvP, sorry, was not going really, it wasn't going anywhere as of before patch 1.10. And so I believe the only way really that could have revitalized the game was to have a massive shakeup, and that's exactly what patch 1.10 did. It just completely changed the game. And it's exciting because a lot of us, I mean, all of us will have to relearn it if you want to keep playing it. And I think that's a very good thing. I want to stress, though, that this patch was, we didn't believe it at first because it's extremely unlikely. Like, so many things changed. So much is different. Like, it's like really playing another game. But with that being said, I have some massive respect for the people at FromSoft who decided to approve this, because objectively speaking, it takes a massive pair of testicles to do something like this, completely change the game upside down like that. I just have so much respect for that. I have so much respect for them not being scared of changing things up, and I do believe that will be for the better of the game. Now, if we were to speak coldly, this patch is far from perfect. There's already some things that we're seeing that are seemingly broken, but here is how I see it. This patch is pretty much a change of direction completely in the multiplayer, and it's a change in the good direction. We used to say with like a lot of these changes that, From Software takes like one step forward, two steps backward. That was like a lot of the dialogue going into a lot of these patches, or some of them were really good, like the Bloodhound Step patch that came like 1.06, I believe. That was just a massive positive patch. So there was some of them too, but it has never really been like a complete change of direction like we're seeing here. So this is extremely different from anything we've seen before. Personally speaking, I have never experienced a patch so drastic like this in any game. And so I throw my hats off to FromSoft for having the balls to do it. Massive respect on my side for this. I am also extremely happy. Personally speaking, I've never been this excited about Elden Ring ever, actually. Even when the game came out, when we played the network test, I loved a lot of things, but I don't think I was ever this excited. To me, like this patch means everything. This channel is my job, and this is almost like I'm getting like a massive a massive upgrade in like position, because I'm gonna be playing something that I love so much more now. It's actually amazing. Like I honestly, like, speaking for aside from myself, one thing I've noticed is I've read so many comments of people who are coming back now to the game, and I think that's probably the biggest positive outcome that any patch could have done. Honestly, like, if you think about it, everyone was leaving Elden Ring, PvP-wise especially, and, I don't say that as an anecdotal evidence. You can look at the Steam charts, you can look at SteamDB. The numbers had been declining quite rapidly, actually, to a point where Elden Ring was, if we compared that in a percentage sense, it was starting to get less active than Dark Souls 3 was, for the amount of player that it initially had. So the fact that this patch changed so much that it re-excited the people who left and are now wanting to come back, I think, to me, is the biggest positive change that any patch could have done. And it was not it's probably the hardest thing to actually like materialize, because how do you make all of these people come back if they don't necessarily like the PvP? Well, it needs massive, like, drastic changes for that to happen, and that's exactly what we got. Now, when it comes to like specifics, like balance, specific stuff, like, obviously nothing is perfect in this patch. A lot of things also seem more problematic at first than they really are. For instance, I've talked to to some players, and like for instance, like two-handed trusting sword seems like a massive deal at the moment. But like the priority after, like, say you hit someone with a trusting sword changes a lot, because it's harder to keep pressure when your second R1 doesn't stagger, and because of that you have to stagger another first R1, and a lot of time the opponent can mash out of hit stun. So there's going to be a lot of variations like that that are going to have to be relearned, because priority changes, counters change, and the game just plays very, very differently. And so honestly, for me personally, you guys know, like, I've been extremely passionate about Souls games, especially Dark Souls 3. And, you know, I have a ton of experience with these games. I don't need to repeat that. But even from my experience, I cannot foresee all the changes that this particular patch makes. Like, there's just so much that changes. And so because of that, I believe that if I was to go about my own experience, I genuinely think that it's going to take a little bit before getting a real good assessment of what is actually good and what is less good in this patch. But ultimately speaking, I think no matter how you look at it, the outcome of a shakeup, because that's what this patch is, it's a massive shakeup. The outcome of a shakeup was the desired outcome and the best conceivable situation that the game PvP-wise could have had. And so I do believe sincerely that this patch is the most positive patch I have ever seen in all my time gaming. And, you know, I'm dead serious. Like, I'm not exaggerating. This is massive. This is huge. And I cannot wait to try all these new things. I am so excited to get back on and play again. I'm actually recording this vid right now just because I'm going to need something for tomorrow morning. Because believe me or not, like, I message all of my friends right now. We're all getting back on Elden Ring. We're all going to try new things. And I'm just going to be playing, man. So, welcome back, everyone. Love you guys, and take care. Take some time to learn the new things. Come back to me then and see what you think then. All right, take care, everyone.